Baltimore at the Giants. I know this. You almost went Baltimore. I don't know. I mean, I feel like the Giants are just a dangerous team to bet against right now. I mean, they're just so well coached. They're just pulling game wins and covers out of their ass right now with Dable. It doesn't seem like no matter who's injured. Like it's like Daniel Jones couldn't run for the first half, and then yeah, we made an adjustment. He can run now. It's like I don't know what to think with this team. So like not really a team I want to bet against. But I mean, what are you seeing with Baltimore?
Yeah, look, I love this Giants team. I was driving the Giants bandwagon before the season started, but I think it's time to fade them. Maybe not necessarily the rest of the year, but I think this is a good spot to fade them. And this is the third straight week I'm going to be betting the Ravens, which is shocking. I only usually bet them 3 to 4 times a year. But look, Giants come back from London. Ravens just make a quick trip up 95. I think that it's not a huge deal, but it only can work in the Ravens' favor. Here's couple of the reasons. If you want to, for your trends, Lamar Jackson on the road, 17-9 against the spread, 66% covering by a touchdown per game. We know Jones hasn't been as great against the spread at home. He's 9-13. And for its worth, Lamar is 12-4 against the spread as a dog or favorite of less than 7 on the road, 75%. But some of the things that I like about this matchup is the Ravens know Wink Martindale, and he knows them as well, which is fair, but he only has one speed. And I think he's just going to say, look, we saw it work against Lamar last year. They're going to blitz a ton here. And I think that's a bad idea, and it's going to end in disaster, because that is all the Ravens figured out in the offseason. Lamar Jackson is shredding the blitz this year. 7 touchdowns, 1 interception, the second highest quarterback rating against the blitz. And so I think that from a scheme perspective, both the familiarity is going to work in the Ravens factor in the Ravens' favor because of what we've seen from Lamar Jackson against the blitz. And Wink Martindale doesn't really change what he does on defense. Like, they're going to blitz, and they're going to blitz a lot. Also, Giants 25th DVOA defending tight ends. I don't think they really have a great group to defend tight ends, which is not great against the Ravens. And the Ravens are getting healthier. And Ronnie Stanley last week, no pressures on 13 pass blocking snaps. Linderbaum, the rookie, by the way, 4th straight game allowing 1 or fewer pressures at center. He's going to be a stud for about 10 years. But, when I look at the Giants offense, got to give Dable a ton of credit. But Ravens, I assume, will just stack the box here. They've been vulnerable against the run. I think Barkley will have a decent day. But, you look at Mixon last week. You have the safeties back. They didn't want them throwing deep. But you have Peters and Humphrey against this Giants wide receiver group. It's going to be man on the outside, bring the safeties down, all hands on deck to stop Barkley, as I assume the game plan. And then it's like, how are the Giants moving the ball? It's not going to be none of this soft zone, give you up the run Packers nonsense. I don't think that we're going to see. So, yeah, I mean, the Giants, great start. The schedule obviously has been great. You got wins over the Titans by 1, the Panthers by 3 at home. Packers win was good, but the Packers have problems. Ravens are generally pretty good in this spot, and I think it's a good matchup on both sides of the ball. Then obviously throw in the special teams advantage overall, although the Giants have a really good kicker, but just overall, I think it's like Ravens obviously the number 1 special teams unit in the NFL. Giants probably middle of the pack. So, I think Lamar against the blitz here. I think that's the key factor. And then I think that the Ravens can just stack the box here, trust their corners on the outside that are now healthy against an underwhelming receiving group. Love what the Giants are doing here, but I think they come crashing back down to earth a little bit this week. So, I like Baltimore.
I mean, I see what you're saying. That's a good point about the blitz. I almost wonder, though, just because the Giants have been so well coached, if Dabo doesn't step in and say, hey, let's be reasonable here. I know he's the offensive guy, but he is the head coach and did give up play calling so he could oversee the team. So I don't know. It seems like everything the Giants do.
That could be. That's a really good thought. But last year, Wink saw Lamar struggle against the blitz so much, and that's what he does. Is he going to be like, all right, there's been 4 or 5 games and his numbers are good against the blitz, I'm going to change everything I do?
He could. I mean, with Dabo, he could.
But I'm going to say no, because I mean, look, even Harbaugh is one of the best coaches in the NFL. Wink would always be Wink and with his calls, even when he was playing Mahomes. And every time we played Mahomes and Burrow, it's still blitz all the time with his calls. And that's just, and he would always say, this is the DNA of our defense. This is how we have to play. We can't switch it up. So maybe they do, but from what I know about Wink and how he calls defenses, we're going to see blitzing a lot.
Just have to hope Harbaugh doesn't kick a field goal from at like 4th and goal from the 5 and to go up 4.
Unreal.
Instead of like going for the score.